Raise your right hand, please, and repeat after me. I, Carmen Vega,
I, Carmen Vega,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of Commissioner
of Commissioner
of the Housing Authority of the City of Hoboken,
of the Housing Authority of the City of Hoboken,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I, Carmen Vega,
I, Carmen Vega,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments
and to the governments
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations, Commissioner
Thank
Vega.
Welcome to the board, Commissioner Vega. So can we all stand to salute the flag, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I would like to advise those present that notice of this regular meeting of the Housing Authority of the City of Hoboken has been provided to the public in accordance with the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act. Notice of this regular meeting has been scheduled for Thursday, June 12, 2025, was given by publication of the meeting notice of the authority with amendments as necessary, and was sent to the Jersey Journal and Star Ledger on Tuesday, June 3rd, 2025. As notification to the general public of the meeting, sent to the City Clerk of Hoboken on Tuesday, June 3rd, 2025, with a copy of the agenda to be posted on the bulletin board in City Hall, Hoboken Library, and Hoboken Police Department, and posted on the authority website on Tuesday, June 3rd, 2025. I direct the minutes of this meeting to state that I have announced that adequate notice of this meeting has been given as required by the Open Public Meetings Act. Director, before, we can do roll call first.
Roll call. David Edwards. Here. Anthony Forbes.
Present.
Barbara Reyes.
Here.
Jean Rodriguez.
Here.
Carmen Vega.
Here.
James Sanford.
Present.
Erica Seitzman.
Present.
Thank you, Director. Before we start, I would just like to address all the commissioners here. As chair, I am implementing some new changes to the board. I was looking up Robert's rules, and I do have the authority to time how long we can have a discussion on each resolution. According to Robert's rules, it states that as commissioners, I can allow you guys to have 10 minutes, and you can speak twice on the topic. So each time you would get 10 minutes. So that's something that I am currently implementing with all of you guys. I also want to remind everyone here to please keep the quorum. You are not to speak unless I acknowledge you and give you the floor. And again, just keep in mind that you will have 10 minutes 2 times to speak on a certain topic. And let's stay on the topic as we have many things to go over today. One last thing before we move forward. Commissioner Stanford, I know that you're here. I just wanted to let you know that I did receive your email, which was sent last night regarding the director, and you stating that some information wasn't provided. It's my understanding that at the last meeting, the director did ask you to write him an email with every single item that you are requesting, and to my knowledge, because I don't know if I was not CC'd, but I was definitely CC'd on the one yesterday, that email was never received. So I just wanted to put that out on the table and just let you know and acknowledge that I did receive the email, And according to the director, he has not received an email with all the things that you wanted. Okay?
Madam Chair, thank you for acknowledging that. And I have to call the director a bold-faced liar.
Okay, well, we're not gonna do, excuse me, Commissioner Sanford, what we're not going to do, it's too early in the meeting and we're not doing this. We are not going to be disrespectful to one another.
Then don't call me a liar.
I'm not-
I sent these communications, I sent these emails in writing, and information is being withheld from this commissioner on this redevelopment project. The list of invoices for council who has been deeply involved with this redevelopment project have been withheld. I being obstructed. My ability to perform oversight of this organization is being obstructed. Thank you.
No. Director, you can move forward with your.
Thank you. It's time for my director's report. I must start out by saying, if you can't hear it, I have had a cold all week long, and it's now down in my throat, and I hope I will make it through the report. But if not, other folks can jump in. I'll try.
Mark, you want to put the microphone closer to you? So
I'll try to make it. I'll try to make it short. Okay. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome Carmen to the board. Ms. Vega and I have worked together for many years, and she was president at the Fox Hill resident organization, and I really look forward to working with you and your wisdom, your guidance as we move forward the next years. But at the same time, I would be remiss if I didn't express my profound gratitude to Councilman Michael Russo for lending his years of experience to furthering the mission and goals of the Housing Authority, Michael.
Thank you.
From standing up for the rights of our residents to dealing with the tides that are inherent in the culture of Hoboken, I can bear witness to his always having the best interest of HHA and our residents in his mind and in his heart. He has promised me that he will not be a stranger to our causes, and I have let him know that I will hold him to that promise. Michael, thank you for your service on behalf of myself and my entire staff. Thank you, sir.
And I'm not going to speak for the entire board, but thank you.
Thank you.
So, staff did go to the National Public Housing Director Association training this year. It was really crucial that we went with all of the changes going on in HUD. Definitely reinforced the idea that with the retirements and firings and changes going in HUD, it's hard to get approvals, it's hard to get things through. Leaders in our industry gave us the best forecast of the coming year in the programs, our regulations and funding. We are awaiting, just to remind everyone, for this reconciliation bill in September. We don't know where that's going to go. It's in the news a lot. So if you can contact your congressmen, your senators, tell them to protect assisted housing. They can't forget us. They can't leave us in a lurch. So, well, they can. That's the frightening part. So we need to make our voices heard because right now uncertainty just reigns as we project future funding levels for our next fiscal year. We just don't know what's coming down the pike, and uncertainty reigns in HUD staffing levels. HUD has lost some very valuable institutional knowledge that we're already experiencing problems with. I had intensive sessions with housing authorities from across the country that are in all phases of redevelopment, and I can tell you from those sessions that we truly are on the right track. They have experienced what we've experienced, and in many respects they're well behind us. So I'm proud of what we do, and I'm proud of what's going to come before you tonight on our master development agreement. Tonight we have that resolution on the master development agreement before you. I'll delay any real discussion of the agreement until we get to that resolution. But I will say we do have special guests that we'll be introducing from our partner RPM and our special legal counsel, Reno and Kavanaugh. We're continuing to work on project-based vouchers with the American Legion and with the HEC group. I do continue to encourage any residents to come and meet with me. I think we did about 7 of them this past month, so you do get in to see me when you request it. Housing for Hoboken had a meeting on May 27th, and it was a good conversation about redevelopment and about what's happening at Fox Hill. The architect is designing the phase 2 of the Fox Hill renovations, but in addition to that, through our Fox Hill operating budget, and really at the valid request of the Fox Hill residents from our resident meetings, we're working on funding a complete interior painting project at Fox Hill. Currently, we have the funds in hand to complete approximately half of the building, and we will if we have to. But we're going back to our bank, our lending institution that holds the mortgage on the property, to request the release of further funding to contract the entire project now. So instead of coming to tonight with half a building, we're going back to ask for their blessing to do the entire building at one time. And again, thanks to Commissioner Edwards for that suggestion. We're going to be talking to them to see if we can wrangle a little more money out of them to do this project at one time. The defensible space fencing is moving along nicely, almost completed. The courtyard improvements will also be done in July, almost completed. Security camera installation is complete. Hallway refurbishment is completed, Harrison. Exterior door replacement, we're just waiting on the last custom-made door, and then we'll be done with that project. The scope of work with our new rodent-resistant trash collecting system is in process between us and the city, and we will have that done this summer. I will note that we had a what I thought was a very good security meeting yesterday.
Yes, that's.
You want to say anything?
So we met yesterday with the Hoboken Police Department along with the chief. There were some issues that were actually, that the police were notified. As a commissioner, I do get a lot of the complaints, so they were informed of those complaints. I know we didn't speak about this yesterday, but I thought about it today. I thought it would be a good idea. One of the problems that we're having is the basketball courts. And we see the fencing there. And I don't know if there's anywhere in the budget where that fencing could be changed to the regular fencing that you put in the other parks, where they cannot go through it, break it, and that it would only a key card could allow you in and out of that. So just a thought, but again, I just want the residents to know that their concerns have been forwarded to the Hoboken Police Department. They are doing their best. I know I personally see them all the time doing what they're supposed to be doing. I do want to acknowledge that a lot of the new officers that are down there have really been zero tolerance. They don't let you double park, they don't let you sit and do what you're not supposed to do. So we also have to acknowledge when that is done. So thank you to the police department for that.
Thank you. I think they've been very receptive to our needs, and we're going to continue to try the best with us. As you know, they've made quite a large series of arrests over the last month or so, so we're following up with them on that. On management, we've been consumed with that opening of our waiting list that happened a couple of weeks ago. We got just under 3,000 applications. Yeah, so it was big. Our next step is verifying the preferences that people claim. So in-house, we're sending notices out to anyone that applied to verify their preferences. And once those preferences are verified, we will be holding the lottery. Now, that we expect about the first week of July. So that will be coming up. We'll make that very public. Anyone who wants to attend could. But we'll be taking the folks that applied, that have verified preferences, and then pulling the lottery numbers, and we'll see. We expect to pull about 100 names for each bedroom size. Like 100 one bedrooms, 100 two bedrooms, 100 three bedrooms, 4 bedrooms. So in the end, we will have pulled more than 100 names. I think we've got actually 8 categories, so we'll pull about 800 names. But we should know by the next board meeting and have that lottery complete. Okay? The last time we did invite board members as well to witness the lottery, so everyone knows it's above board and to see exactly what happened. So we'll be glad to have you there. That's exciting. We are in our final planning for our parking reconfiguration. Excuse me. And expect to have that done within the
If you
coming
have your phone, I
weeks.
would appreciate if you could just put it on silent.
As we went over last month, you will see us continuing to do more on enforcing our regulation on pets and dogs in our households. And we do have our management snapshot attached. And if Ms. Villafane wants to take us through that, I think she's on Zoom today. Ms. Yesenia?
Yes, hello.
Hello.
We are at a 98% occupancy. Our PIC score is 93% for public housing and 99% for housing choice vouchers. We had one move-in at Fox Hill. We had two move-outs, I'm sorry, and 2 transfers. We have about 11 units ready for lease-ups. Our repayment agreements are at $514,639. Our court order agreements are at $96,083. Total repayments are at $610,723. Total number of repayments are 119. And our TAR right now is at $1,123,541. We currently have a total of 503 families with a balance. And as Mr. Eccles said, we did serve 12 families with warrants for removal yesterday. We do have a resource that we received from Bianca at the city of Hoboken. She's a social worker there. She did give us some resources for families who would like to come over to 400 Harrison and pick that up. And we also are starting to assign the parking spaces. We're going to begin with our families that have reserved spaces first. And then after that, we're going to go to all of our senior disabled families. And then after that, everyone else will be assigned. That's pretty much it for me.
Senator, you want to talk to us a little bit about the warrants of removal, what that really means? Those are folks that have gone through all of our processes on trying to collect rent and are finally have a court order to be removed from the apartment. So, Councilor, do you want to comment?
Am I hot? Yeah. Okay, I certainly can. Yesenia, I don't know if you want to go first or if you want me to take it first.
You can take it first.
Okay, so these are people who have signed repayment agreements through the court, have violated the agreements, and now the Housing Authority has filed certification and requests for warrant of removal. So those were filed with the court and also hand-delivered to each of the tenants, each of the 12 households. And the next step will be that the court will hopefully issue a judgment in the authority's favor in each case for a violation of the agreement, and will assign it to a court officer for execution of a warrant of removal. So what that means is the court officer will go out, post something on the door, and tell the residents that they have until a certain date, at which point the court officer will go back and perform a lockout. What frequently happens after a little bit now that the tenants have received the paperwork, but really when that first thing gets posted to their door, residents usually will go to court. Sometimes they'll come to the authority first, but usually they'll go to court seeking relief from the court, and the Housing Authority can take that on a case-by-case basis. But in this instance, these are the first residents who ended up in court who have the highest balances. So in these instances, we're talking about significant balances. And I didn't know about the offer from the city for information, but I assume the Housing Authority would still consider allowing residents to stay, but usually the position the authority would take is the entire balance has to be paid in full. So if that question comes up, The point for allowing monthly payments and a break was when it was done in-house and then when it was done to court, in court, I'm sorry. But now the authority generally takes the position that the only thing it will accept, which it is required to accept under the law, is full payment of all amounts due.
Just looking at Yaseen's table, am I correct then that the 12 we've got the warrants are part of the line that says court-ordered repayment agreements?
Yes.
Okay. And these are the first warrants that we've issued, or have been issued, I should say?
Yes.
Yes.
Would it be possible then to add a line to this document showing warrants? Just because it, right, we've got court-ordered repayment agreements and we've got award for possession. Isn't there a step in between the two is the issue of the warrants, right?
Correct.
So my suggestion or request would be, can we add a line that just keeps track of this so we know? So then we don't know how many court-ordered repayment agreements we have, do we? It's not on here, right?
I believe that we would add that amount to the lockouts, but because this was the May report, lockouts would happen this month in June, so it would be on the following.
No, I'm just trying to understand the court-ordered repayment agreements. We've got a dollar amount here. How many court-ordered repayment agreements do we have?
If I may,
Good.
the entire amount that you see there are court-ordered repayment agreements.
Yeah, no, I'm asking
I
the
think
number
I
of-
might be able to answer your question, Commissioner. So in addition to these 12, there are other court-ordered repayment agreements that people have been making payments on, am I
And
right?
that's why-
You're not part of that total.
They're not part of that
No,
total.
because they have not yet officially had a court order.
So
Only the
everybody-
folks that went to court and signed a court order repayment agreement show up in that number.
But everybody who signed an agreement has now violated? That is now everybody. Okay. So everybody has either paid off the full amount or they've now violated.
The sad part is nobody paid off the amount. They all
Okay.
of them.
Okay, but I thought we went to court the first.
Excuse me, this is Terry, but I don't know who was talking
That
when
was
you were.
Frank. I'm so sorry, Terry. Frank was-
Sorry, Terry.
Yeah, Frank, you just gotta get on a microphone.
And again, I'm just looking to understand the facts here. My understanding was that the first time we went to court with 39 families.
Yes.
30.
Yes, but some of those, and I didn't see this report before the director's report. Some of those are people who defaulted. Some of them are people who voluntarily vacated. So I think what Frank is telling me now is we're down to these last 12 who have not left in some way. Of those 30 or so, 18 of them vacated the unit, either by lockout or voluntarily.
And just to make it 100% clear, the only way that the dollar amount shows up in the court-ordered repayment agreement is if we went to court and they signed the court-ordered repayment. Those folks are all the folks that are being locked out. Therefore, that entire dollar amount will be coming off of, well, will be part of that court-ordered.
But in the future, there may be some folks that had a court-ordered repayment agreement that are sticking with that agreement.
Correct. I mean, that's
So
a-
I think what the commissioner is asking is that we have a separate row that
Yeah,
says,
that's no problem.
that addresses the people that are actually under lockout now, or under,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my brains, under that,
Awaiting.
yeah.
I'm just trying to track what
No, I
happens
get
to
you.
the 30 people.
No, I think that,
As
Right.
it gets
Yeah.
bigger and bigger.
I think we can do that, and I think we can easily put some numbers on number of people that are under court-ordered repayment agreements, and then how many people have defaulted on court-ordered repayment agreements.
And then my last question, just to follow through on it. So the 12 that have warrants owe us $96,000. We're going to go for possession, so we're going to have a bad debt of $96,000 added to our bad debt expense.
Correct, and you would have the ability to file a separate action to collect on that debt. So this is just, we've talked about this before, but just to remind you, this is just for possession of the unit, physical possession of the unit. You'd have to file a separate action to collect on the debt. Correct.
Thank you.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Director, may I? Have a question? Thank you. So I just want everybody to know, if you're going back to 2002, about 2003, Hopes, we partnered with, and I think Frank and Yesenia can further explain, we partnered with the city, the state, the county, the feds, Anybody that we could partner with, we try our best to bring people in to help the residents. So what nobody wants is this. Nobody wants this. We tried our very best to make sure that this does not happen. We will continue always to try our best that this not happen, but you have to work with us. You have to come in, talk to your managers, talk to the director, talk to management, because it's heartbreaking and it's horrible. And nobody wants to be evicted, but $96,000 is a lot of money, or a million, or whatever amount it is, to be missing to help residents, to what we're supposed to be doing. So please, 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 if you need help, if you need assistance, if you need anything, this is a plea to go to your manager, to go to any one of the staffs, come talk to a commissioner, and we will do our best to help you. Thank you.
I just wanted to add, Director, to that yesterday Hopes received an email from DHS, and it was kind of outlining about evictions. And what's happening is a lot of the agencies, if they have children, they're actually referring them to DCCMP, but that's really not abuse, that you can't pay your rent. So they were talking about that, and they actually gave us, for Hudson County, the two agencies that are currently helping with back rent are Waterfront Project and BEOF, which is Bayonne Economic Opportunity Partnership. They're also a CAP agency in Bayonne. So in Hudson County, those are the only two agencies that have received grants specifically for this. Now I know that there's a cap on it. So sometimes what they'll do is when you apply for these grants, they will go back maybe 5 months, but then you got to figure out, you know. And on top of that, you have to show them that continuing from there on, that you can pay what you're being asked. So that's just a heads up. So,
Thank you.
And I'll forward that to Jasenia and you, Director, tonight.
Again, just echoing, I think, what Commissioner Seitzman said, we do not want to evict anybody. We don't. We don't want anyone to lose their homes. But I want you to understand that this comes after our reaching out and asking for a very fair repayment agreement, somebody entering that and then not holding up to their side of the bargain, and then going to court and having the judge issue an agreement, repayment agreement, and then that family not holding up their end of the bargain on that as well. And finally, we have to say no more, you know, and I don't want to, I never want to, but there comes a time, and also on the flip side, it does happen. So folks that are out there with those balances understand that, on the other hand, we're not afraid to do it, and we will. So please hold up your end of the bargain as we hold up ours, so thank you. Anything else on that? I know that's hard. I would like to recognize the work of our boiler crew over the last winter, Greg and Louie. Louie's often here. Is Louie here? Yeah, no, he's not here. He's not here today, but Greg and Louie got us through another winter. We didn't lose one heating day with our old systems and our old pipes and our old traps. And I just got to give them kudos at the end. They are now going to be working very hard at preventative maintenance, catching up with getting ready for next winter. We've already been meeting on what they need to do to prepare for next year. Extermination has been a big issue, right? Remember, we must treat every unit. We can do that with a spray. We can do that with a gel. We can do that with both. We are continuing our efforts to control our rodent problem. It seems to have, if anything, this winter increased. I mean, it's terrible. We've increased this month our routine cleaning of our basement areas, even more vigilant access to spot closers in our basements. If we find anything that they can get up through, we're closing it off. We've treated a number of units that had rodent access into the units. So we treat that as an emergency. So we have gone in and we can. We can go in, and if we have to take down walls, We've taken down walls and actually put wire in that they can't eat through and then re-put the wall in. It's an expensive process, takes a couple days, but we're on it. So contact us, contact your manager if you've got issues with those guys. And I know it's difficult out there. It's labor intensive for all of us, but these buildings are 70-some years old and they're holy. Not that kind of holy. They got holes in them. So we keep fighting it. Along with that, we are working on and we're close to ordering our new trash receptacles. We're getting rid of our dumpsters that the rodents are partying in at night. And we're having, you're going to see brand new dumpsters, type things that you can put your trash into and it snaps shut. They can't get in, right? So you're going to see that replacing all of our dumpsters throughout. We've worked with the city. They're getting new types of trash collection trucks that are going to be able to take that trash out of those new type dumpsters. So they've been working with us. We've got the plans almost completed. We're going to do the order, and we should be seeing that by the end of summer. I can't wait. That's our next big thing. We got to remove those food sources.
Director, I have a question. You just stated that you're going to be doing that for the big trash containers?
Yes.
But what is going to happen for the buildings? For instance, 220, 210, and right across, we don't have a dumpster. We have 2 garbage cans that are for that entire area, and to be honest with you, half of that garbage goes on the floor. And when you go home at night, you literally have to jiggle your keys before you even get onto the sidewalk, because there are tons of rats that come out of there. And this is on an every night thing. So is there something that we're going to do? Maybe put different garbage cans, and obviously we have to speak to the residents because, and I see it all the time, the garbage can be empty and they'll throw it on the floor instead of a garbage can. But yeah, we need to do something in that area. That's first of all, 2 garbage cans for that area is not enough.
Let's go take a look at that this week, because I know part of what we plan are those receptacles on Harrison that are going to be on the street. They're going to be on the street or on the curb.
Okay.
And where you put the trash in will be facing the building.
Okay.
And then the city's going to be able to pull their truck up and come out behind and pull the trash out. So now that would mean walking from your building out to that and putting the trash in there.
But then my question becomes, wouldn't the city have to take away one of those parking spots where the garbage is?
In this, there's only 1 parking spot on Harrison that is going to disappear. The other ones will be on the sidewalk areas.
Okay.
But they didn't want to take away any parking spots either. But the 1 parking spot actually more toward the 300 block is being taken for that.
Okay.
But we'll walk you through it.
Okay, perfect. Yeah,
And if we need to get something else, we will.
Okay.
Because we need to hit this now.
Yes, definitely. Because that's how they're getting in the building.
And the other stuff on maintenance is pretty standard. I have included the elevator report, the extermination report, maintenance contract and plumbing reports. We have published a bid to bring on a regularly scheduled floor stripping and waxing. You'll see something on that later today. We continue to work on emergency repairs for all of you. Our operating budget to actual is attached as part of my report. Sorry that came just a little bit late this month because of my illness. The auditors are complete with their site work in our offices. They will be giving us the report and then to HUD by June 30th. We do not have it yet. They'll be giving us that report, putting it to HUD by June 30th, and then bringing it to you in July, and reviewing it at the Finance Committee as well. Finance is working on the Procurement Committee budget, professional services, the housing vouchers, and we are still looking for a modernization coordinator and a Section 8 HCD supervisor. And I would ask Becky to Becky and Sandy to mention anything regarding resident services that they'd like to present.
Becky had an emergency, she couldn't stay.
So, can I ask Sandy and Marcus to present then? Did you arrange for it to go up?
I'm sorry?
Did you arrange for the report to go up there?
The report is in the packet.
Yes.
It's in the packet. Yeah.
So we're going to go through the report?
Okay. You want to?
Could they just speak loud for the court reporter people?
Hi, Terry.
Good morning.
Okay, on behalf of Becky, who's not here, there is an attachment, which is her resident service report, and she speaks on the elderly disabled units, activities and events for Monroe, Adams, and Fox Hill. Then she talks about Monroe Gardens has bingo Tuesdays at 6 p.m. along with the pastoral care at 7 on Fridays, food pantry every other Friday from 8 to 12:30. Dr. Purissima once a month. Again, pastoral care is Sunday at 9 a.m. Father's Day celebration June 12th, which started, I think we started yesterday in Adams, and today was Monroe. Tomorrow is Fox Hill from 1 to 3. Adams has bingo Mondays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Monthly birthday celebrations at the end of every month. Dr. Purissima is going to be in Adams every other month. Father's celebration, Adams was yesterday, the 11th. You have Verizon Blue Cross Blue Shield blood pressure and glucose screening Monday the 16th from 11 to 1. Fox Hill has bingo Wednesday at 7 p.m. Then you have pastoral care Saturdays at 6:30. Monthly birthday celebrations every other month. Dr. Purissima is going to be there every other month. Movie night Fridays at 7 p.m. at Fox Hill. Band resistance exercise classes Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. And then Father's birthday celebration is tomorrow, June 13th from 12 to 3 p.m. And I think that is, oh, she's got family housing activities for Andrew Jackson, Christopher Columbus, and Harrison Gardens. And we're gonna go with 10 reasons. 311 Community Room, Mondays and Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Then she has bingo at TCG Community Room Fridays. Where's Olga? She's not here. Oh, Olga's here. Fridays at 6 p.m. Bingo at Annie Forbes Community Room Fridays at 7 p.m. Women's Self-Defense Class, Annie Forbes Community Room Saturdays at 10 a.m. Homework Help, Annie Forbes Community Room Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 3:30 p.m. Karate Program, Annie Forbes Community Room Tuesdays and Thursdays at 4. Guitar Lessons, Annie Forbes Community Room Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Upcoming events is the rap meeting June 17th at 1 p.m. I don't have the location, so where do we have the last? Do you remember, Jeannie?
What?
The rap meeting?
It's in 221.
It's at 220. It's in Monroe Gardens on June 17th at 1 p.m. The yearly summer trip, it's in Clementon Park, Wednesday, August 20th, Erica. August 20th. And that is Becky's report. Resident service. Thank you. Yes,
Director, may I add something? Madam Chair?
Yes.
So first, we have to thank everybody who came and participated in the Southwest Festival. So, there's an entire team that worked with Councilman Ramos, along with Community Lifestyles. I believe it's a woman named Sasha and Jennifer Delgado, and I am sure I am missing 500 people. They had been working for months and months. It was a huge success despite the rain. It was a beautiful community event. Everybody came out, even when the rain stopped, even with the rain. So thank you to everybody. There was like 100 spots, so many sponsors to name. Thank you to everybody who came out. I believe this is the 3rd annual. We look forward to that every year. It's super important to bring people into the Housing Authority to be one Hoboken community, and we look forward to more events. Thank you. And kudos to the housing staff who is here working at either 8 or 9, making sure that everything was spotless. When I got here at 12:30, everything was completely spotless, and when I left, it was completely spotless. So kudos to Lourdes, Becky, the entire team, and maintenance for making that such a success, because the event could not have happened without them.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'd also like to mention, before Sandy, I'd also like to mention that the elections last Tuesday went very well. And again, kudos to the staff for making sure our rooms were open, operating, and people got their votes out.
Hi Terry, it's Sandy Balinas. Do you need me to spell my last name?
Please.
B as in beautiful, A as in apple, L as in Larry, I as in India, Nancy, Apple, Sam. Balinas.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I'm here to promote an event that we have next Thursday. It's on June 10th. Did I say that right? Juneteenth. Thank you. It is on Juneteenth. It starts at 6:30. It's on 221 Jackson. It's an event that last year it didn't take place. The last time it happened, it was in 2023. It is the Hall of Fame. We have two awesome speakers that grew up in housing, and they're coming to share their story, how they grew up, how they went on to make a name for themselves, and they are role models to a lot of people. I have invited the group from 10 Reasons, right? I also invited the kids from Lifestyle Community. Yes, I invited them as well. I did send an email that included a lot of the city officials and a lot of other people that also invited to attend. So it is at 6:30. There will be some light refreshments that will be provided by one of the speakers. Actually, he works for Domino's, so he's providing all the Domino's pizza. So that's next Thursday. So I ask everyone to please join us. Okay.
Thank you, Sandy. And I do believe that concludes my report.
Thank you, Director. So we're gonna move on to public portion. If there's anyone that would like to speak before I grab the paper, please do it now. If you'd like to speak, you get 5 minutes to speak.
Well, Madam Chair, the director has given us before, and I have questions on this.
Sure, and you have 10 minutes, and you can only speak twice each time, okay?
I disagree with what you just said, and I don't intend to follow.
That's fine, and then I will just then have to take action. As the chair, I have the right to time you. It's in Robert's rules. You can look it up yourself. And but for now, this is what we're going to do. So the floor is yours for 10 minutes. Thank you very much.
Madam Chair, if you choose to obstruct my oversight of this organization,
I'm not obstructing you. This is for everyone. Thank you, Commissioner Sanford. Would you like to use your time on this, or would you like to ask your question?
Well, I haven't asked my question yet, so my time hasn't started.
Well, it'll start right now. Thank you, Commissioner Sanford.
You implementing this Byzantine rule to prevent me from asking questions on the RPM redevelopment, phase 1 redevelopment plan. The timing, the suspicious timing of these Robert's Rules of Order, these new way of doing things, is specifically done to try and shut me up. So, you're welcome.
Noted, Commissioner Sanford. Could you move on? Do you have a question?
Yes. Director Greco.
Yes, sir.
This commissioner sent you multiple emails, written requests in writing for information related to the NDA for RPM in phase 1 of the HHA redevelopment plan. You have responded to some of those emails, yet you have not yet provided me with the information.
Excuse me, Commissioner Sanford, that's actually for new business. What we're speaking about currently is the director's report. Do you have any questions regarding the director's report?
The director spoke, included in his report, the redevelopment plan, and we're going to talk about it.
We will, but when that resolution comes up, Commissioner Sanford.
No, we're not going to do that.
Commissioner Sanford, you're not running the meeting, I am, so thank you very much.
We are co-equal. Okay?
No, we're not.
go ahead, try to, we are co-equal.
Okay.
Each commissioner is equal.
Okay. Moving forward, Commissioner Sanford, you have 8 minutes left.
Madam Chair, you keep interrupting. Each commissioner is equal. Now.
I would ask you to keep to the actual director's report.
Director Recco, on May 8th, I sent 2 emails to you and your staff requesting information regarding the RPM redevelopment and requesting the detailed invoices for Fitzpatrick and Water, Reno and Kavanaugh, and the Dakadas law firm. Why hasn't that information been provided to me?
I would like to answer very clearly because I don't know how many times I have to tell you. So let me tell you again, that at the last board meeting, I had expressed my confusion over all of your different emails and had asked you to give me a summary email of all of the information you wanted from me. Now, you agreed in public at the last meeting that you would send me just a summary, just to be clear, this is just asking for clarity, that you would do that, and you said clearly, I will do that. You said you would even do that the next day. And that email you sent me on May 8th was before the board meeting, right? It wasn't after the board meeting. May I finish? May I finish? Okay.
It had nothing to do with what was said at the board meeting. You are a goddamn liar.
I ask that you please refrain and be respectful. Commissioner Sanford, if you cannot be respectful, I will mute you.
I sincerely object to being called that. I sincerely object to this procedure. And I wish some action to be taken against this commissioner that's calling me names, that's accusing me of being a liar, that's being completely untrue. And I don't know what to do, but I have a problem. Counselor, is there anything we can do with this man?
Director Recco, did you or did you not represent the authority?
I had just asked Councilman
Motion board at a removal hearing.
One at a time, Commissioner Sanford. I have given the floor to Vice Chair Seitzman.
I would like to make a motion to mute Commissioner Sanford for 5 minutes to get his emotions under control and then bring him back to the meeting, because it's not acceptable. Difference of opinions is okay. We do not always have to agree. We always have to respect people. It is a must. That is a non-negotiable. Calling people names, especially management, is not okay. Thank you. I second it.
I did not call anybody name.
Okay, so there's a motion and a second. Director, could you call
If
the
there
roll?
is discussion
Discussion on it?
you wouldn't consider this calling me a GD liar enough to do more than just 5 minutes?
I agree. I personally feel that
If you'd still like me to answer the question.
Please do.
So, just to clarify, if there is nothing in the bylaws with respect to a certain topic, the bylaws clearly state that Robert's Rules of Order apply. And Robert's Rules of Order, 12th edition, state, this is 43:21, refraining from attacking a member's motives. When a question is pending, a member can condemn the nature or likely consequences of the proposed measure in strong terms, but he must avoid personalities, and under no circumstances can he attack or question the motives of another member. The measure, not the member, is the subject of the debate. If a member disagrees with a statement by another in regard to an event that both witnessed, he cannot state in debate that the other's statement, quote, is false. But he might say, quote, I believe there is strong evidence that the member is mistaken, end quote. The moment the chair hears such words as, quote, fraud, quote, liar, or, quote, lie, used about a member in debate, he must act immediately and decisively to correct the matter and prevent its repetition.
So with that being said, there's a first and a second. Is it for?
So
You don't have the floor, Commissioner Sanford.
Commissioner, there is a motion on the floor.
And I would suggest that, just for discussion, that the level of that accusation there should be a consequence, as the attorney just said. And this has happened before.
Very clear.
You're talking over me, Commissioner. You're talking over me. Again, he's not following rules, he's not following anything here. And to me, rising to the occasion of dismissing him from this meeting. I am
Commissioner,
outraged.
Commissioner Forbes, the floor is yours. I know you wanted to say something.
I'm just saying, how long are we gonna keep allowing this happen? I mean, this is becoming a mockery of what we're trying to do here. It's ridiculous.
Thank you, Commissioner Forbes. That is noted. Commissioner Steichman, do you have any?
Can I change my motion? Can I change?
I don't know. Does that work or?
I have to have.
So it's on the floor. So at this point, you would call a vote to, on the motion itself.
And then could
And then
it
if
be
you wanted to
amended?
make a new motion, you would have the ability to do that. If there was a second, you could have
Okay,
discussion.
I'll do that.
Okay. So we are voting first on the 5 minutes, and then you're gonna put another.
I'll put another motion.
Okay.
Okay. Vote David Edwards.
Nay.
Anthony Forbes.
Commissioner Forbes?
Yes.
Barbara Reyes.
No.
Jean Rodriguez.
No.
Carmen Vega.
No.
James.
It's okay. You voted yes to mute him for 5 minutes, but
Oh, not 5, to 30.
okay, so the commission, I'm sorry,
You have to finish the vote.
sorry.
Finished the vote. James Sanford.
No.
Erica Seitzman.
No.
Okay, so the motion fails.
Can I make a new
I'm
motion?
sorry, what was Erica's vote? What's Erica's vote?
No.
I didn't hear it.
No,
I would like to, Madam Chair, may I make a new motion, please?
absolutely.
For the the misconduct of Commissioner Sanford, I would like to make a motion to kick him out of the meeting for the rest of the day.
I second that.
Director, could you please call the vote? Discussion on it? Any discussion there? Commissioner Edwards, do you have a
Yes.
discussion?
If you cannot kick, you cannot kick the sitting commissioner out of the meeting. If you do this, you are preventing this government official from doing their job. I am a lawfully sworn in government official. This is my job. If you try to kick me out of this meeting, you are obstructing this government official from doing their job. So go right ahead and try.
So,
May I ask, I'd love to hear from our lawyer on, is this, under Robert's rules, a permitted action?
One moment, please.
Yep.
I think I have to.
Can you take a recess, Barbara? Do we need a recess or no?
Should I propose a 5-minute recess to give
Yes.
our legal counsel time to review this before we take a vote?
Okay, so what do we have to do? Okay, so, but there's a motion on the floor and a second.
So we have to decline it again and then accept my motion. I think is the way it-
I don't know, ask the person asking.
Is that
I
right?
would second the motion to give
I would
council 5 minutes to research this matter, like Commissioner Edwards suggested.
So my question to our legal counsel is, I think we've got a motion on the floor, so to take a 5-minute recess, do we have to reject that motion, or can we just take the 5-minute recess? I know I've asked you now two loaded questions, excuse me.
Yes, excuse me. Yeah. So the question is, there's now a motion and a second to take a 5-minute recess.
No, there's a
No, there is
motion
a
right now
motion to remove him
to
from the
remove
meeting.
him. which
And a
we're waiting to
second.
hear from you on. And I said to give you time
Right,
to do that,
right.
why don't we take a 5-minute?
Yes, and then I believe Commissioner Sanford seconded that.
Yes,
Am I not
think you did.
mistaken?
But there was one already.
I get it, I get it, I get it, I get it. So this would be similar to when we introduce a resolution and then you make a motion and a second to amend it. So it would be appropriate to vote on a motion to take a 5-minute recess.
Then I move that we take a 5-minute recess. Do I have a second?
Call the vote, Director?
David Edwards.
Yes.
Anthony Forbes.
Yes.
Barbara Reyes.
Yes.
Jean Rodriguez.
Yes.
Carmen Vega.
Yes.
James Sanford.
Yes.
Erica Seitzman.
Yes.
It is now 8 o'clock precisely, 8:05.
8:05, yes. I know.
Commissioner, stop the recording, right?